What's going on, everybody? It is the end of the year of 2022. I'm excited to come out and do this video for you guys. It's a well-anticipated video, one that I've been trying to do for the past couple months. But basically, it is the end of a year fishing this kayak, this beautiful kayak by Wilderness Systems, the Recon 120 HD. Impressed, and also some things I'm not impressed, but it's going to be all here in this video. So guys, stay tuned. Once I get back, I'm going to show you the pros and cons and go through the entire walkthrough of this boat. Things I like, things I enjoy, things I didn't enjoy. Stay tuned. Alright guys, welcome back. Before I begin this video, I want to just say a couple things. One, I want to give a big, huge shout out to Wilderness Systems Kayaks for getting me on board on the team, finding an interest in me and getting me on board, knowing that I have a lot of opinions. I'm out there fishing most of my time, and they enjoyed my content, and you know what, I appreciate the fact that they did that. So I want to give a big thanks to them for allowing me to test out a brand new boat from them, the Recon 120. I gotta tell you, if you're looking out there for a fishing kayak, this platform is something that I definitely would recommend anybody who's in that fishing kayak world and wants a lot of stability. But another thing I really want to say before I continue is, you know, kayaks nowadays are built, made for fishing, and that's just it. Point blank, that's exactly what all these kayaks are coming out to be. It's also multi-purpose kayaks, meaning you're able to fish, you're able to do other activities out in the water and not have to worry so much about having a cheap boat. So this is a standard throughout the entire industry. I just want to come out and say that, and there's no perfect boat for any of you guys out there. If you guys are looking for boats, you're looking for your style of fishing, your style of kayak that you need for the environment that you're fishing. So for the environment that I'm fishing, for the style of kayak fishing I like to fish, here's my opinion on this boat right here. Okay, so I'm gonna, almost all my videos that I'm showing a kayak off, I like to start from the front and move my way on back to give you guys an idea of starting from the beginning to the end on my thoughts here. So starting with the front, basically I was very impressed with the handle. The handles of this kayak isn't made in the wrong place. It's actually in a great place, a place that's very efficient for you, because there's some kayaks out there that don't provide their handles and also their grips as efficient, you know, not allowing for comfortableness of grabbing the kayak when you're unloading and loading the kayak in the water, so, or off the truck. So we're going to start off with that. Basically the handle, it was a score for me. I loved it. So that's a big pro on the front of this kayak. Also, another cool thing about this kayak is the hatch, the big, huge hatch. You can't go wrong with a lot of storage. This kayak provides that. Also has a bin inside, and you know, one of the things that I really liked and enjoyed about the price of this kayak is you're getting all this for such a really cool price. I mean, the fact that it includes a hatch and also this big, huge bin inside is a bonus for me. I keep everything organized, and I like to bring a couple more stuff than a regular person. So that was a really good key on this boat. Okay, so moving a little further back, we've got the cockpit area. I'm very impressed with the cockpit area. I thought it was going to be a little too small, but it's actually wide enough for standing. I mean, you have all the room in the world here. I think they could have done a little bit better on, you know, if you're going to go ahead and put these rubber mats down here, might as well just cover the entire thing. But also, I do notice that when I am standing up, I'm not really walking up this entire deck. So it's not a big deal, but they could have made a little bit more and put some more surface area here on mats. So that's another thing. And one of the big things about this kayak, which gives it the HD, is the Helix drive. I've already talked about this a couple times in my prior videos, but love the fact that this drive can be placed here, opening up the hatches, anchoring that down, and having the ability to have this go zero draft in the water, not have to worry about hitting your drive. That was one of the things that sold me with this drive, was that. And also the fact that I can bring it down with a press of a button, it goes right back up. So it's one of those cool things that you don't think about when you're looking at all these propeller drives out in the industry. This one, I think, tops those, and I believe that it still has a lot more work to do, or work to be done on it. But I've had no real issues with this. The only issues I can tell you I have is starting to get noise once you kayak on it, which it's due to the fact that this drive was made with a lot of parts. And when you make a drive, or you make anything with moving parts, there's going to be a little bit of a noise. But let me tell you something, as long as you keep this thing oiled up, greased up, you're going to have no problem. It's efficient enough for you to be pleased when you're out there fishing, and also appreciate the fact that you don't have to do a lot of work with this thing. You just bring this up whenever you're on shallow water, you bring it down when you're fishing, or when you're going cruising, and it's a very smooth drive for the gear ratio that it has. So you're going to be happy with it. All right, so another cool aspect about this thing, and one of the things that I'm not the only one in the industry that says it, and that is the Air Max Pro right here. This seat is amazing. I mean, there's no need to tinker in the seat. The height of it is awesome. Base height of this is what you see right here, and it's more than enough height for me when I'm fishing or when I'm paddling. So only thing I could say about this chair, bad thing I can say about this chair, is the fact that if you're gonna go and make a track system to go forward and back, you could have also, with a lot of the older Wilderness models, we've had ones that pop up and down, but you can't have the entire piece of the pie. I enjoy this piece of the pie. I very appreciate this piece of the pie. It's not a big deal. It's actually at the height I really like it. But to give other anglers options, as far as sitting a little lower, or sitting up high, you could have done that. But let's move on. Let's continue. All right, so I am just using the rudder system for the first time, and this is my first kayak, literally my first kayak on a rudder system now. So one of the things I really want to point out is that once I started using the handle that goes out to the rudder, I was kind of disappointed. I really don't like this low profile, especially for this kayak, based on the fact that they have screws at the bottom. As you can tell, I don't like the fact that it does have that. I mean, it has a handle, right? That's all you really need. But I have a preference on the low profile. I would have rather seen something a little bit higher, but you can't win them all. You do have to be aware and be careful of your fingers running kind of like this and getting caught up right there, if you see there. But that's something that they could always improve. This company and this boat itself has a lot of room for improvement. Yet again, for the price point of this kayak and for what you're getting enough. Everything else is just based on bias and what you prefer and how you want to customize the kayak. All right, so let's move on to the back. Now the back, I love that I have a lot of room in the tank well. I love that feature. I love that I can fit any Black Pack Pro or any Black Packs or any crate of the matter in this back and not have an issue. I think they could have done a little bit better as far as the fish finder. I'm not too big on where the fish finder is located on the boat, but I do, I'm a little hesitant in the fact that the line is running right underneath the crate or whatever you're putting there. I mean, it's snug in there. It's it's not in the way, honestly, but that could have been something they could have thought of or changed or maybe modified a little bit. But hey, heck, you can't win them all, again, like I said. But I do really love this tank rail. It's big, it's huge, it's enough for all my fishing needs and everything that I've pretty much done throughout the years. So, all right, everybody. So now moving further back, we've got the rudder. Now the rudder, this is the XL rudder system that they have for the Wilderness boats. You know what? I'm not a big fan. I'm gonna come out and say it. I'm not a big fan. I do like the idea of having the rudder. I understand the efficiency, and it's a must when you're kayak fishing, especially on pedals. But they could have made this rudder a little bit fatter just to make the traction a little bit better, the turning a little bit better. I mean, I got good turns on him, but when there was times that I needed a little shorter or maybe a quicker cut, it didn't provide that for me. But you know, always room for improvements, guys. So yeah, I give it like a 7 out of a 10, but it's, you know, it could be improved, and definitely I'm looking for a nicer rudder to get me getting those turns a little bit better for me in the long run. So all right, everyone, so that is gonna do it. Basically, biggest opinion about this boat: yes, there is some cons here and there. There's little things, you know, moving parts, drive could be worked on a lot more. Seat, have really nothing bad to say about it. It could be it could have the option to rise up and down. It doesn't. It's okay. It's not a big deal. The tank well is amazing. I could stand on this boat. The stability is 100%. Don't have to worry about stability on this boat. I could stand and fish, and it's great. Rudder system can use a lot of work, but rudder system is something that you definitely need here. I could paddle this thing amazingly. It has tracks very nice, huge hatch, a lot of storage space. What more do you want? What more do you want? This kayak does provide those things. Again, kayaks are not perfect for not every kayak is perfect for everybody. So, you know, if you're thinking about getting yourself the Recon 120, I do recommend this boat. I cannot lie and say, hey, this boat is not going to do you any good. If you guys are above 100 pounds, you're not going to have a problem with this. If you guys are within 100 pounds or less of 100 pounds, you're still not going to have a problem with this. The boat works great. I catch a lot of fish on it. What do you guys think? Leave comments below about the boat. I try to do my best to give you my honest opinion about this boat. I am doing little changes here and there. You know, I have great companies that are supporting me, like Yak Attack and a bunch of others that are helping me modify the kayak better to my needs. But you know what? Other than that, I'm in love with the Recon 120 HD. It does what it needs to do. It helps me do it. I won tournaments on it, so I'm good for the year. I've got another year on it, so that's going to be great. See you to the next video, guys. Tight lines, positive vibes.